Welcome to everybody at the final event of the record, that it is online event, respecting the COVID measurements. This final event is online through the site of the Interact Record through Facebook, and of course in the channel of Istros Production in English and in Greek. This record project, it is a record that is going in the project of cooperation 2014 and 2021. The members of the project is the Mayor of Otranto, the University of Salento, the University of Ioannina, and the Municipality of Lefkada. The objective of this project is in order to have a consortial sustainable waste management, in order to have a reaction as whatever has to do with the environment and recycling. Before starting with the presentation of the results of this project, we are going to listen the welcome of people who are participating in the project and other invitators that are going to say us about 2 words. And we're going to start with Mr. Haralambos Carlos, Mayor of Lefkada. Mr. Carlos. Ο κύριος Κάρλος καλωσορίζει από την όμορφη Λευκάδα. All participants of the record project and every other participation of the Interact Cooperation Greek-Italian 2014-21, all friends that you are hearing us, we are here today and we are really glad to be here, even if it's online event, in order to present the results and all the additional value that this project has on every coastal participants. This project record give us the opportunity in order to do some actions, determined actions, in order to protect the environment, giving an important emphasis to the limitation of waste, as whatever has to do with the financial things that many people do, and of course to the coastal management. The municipality of Lefkada, with all participants of this project, the municipality of Otranto, the municipality of Santa Centranta, and of course the University of Salento and the University of Ioannina, has a final result in order to make a recycling project, and by limiting the waste of this island. And of course many public people are coming here in order to participate in that, and many private sectors here helped us in order to promote another practices and policies in order to protect all coastal regions. Another additional value would be in order to reform a laboratory that will be stable in the frame of record project, in order to have some actions for students and other people, public people, in order to sensibilize them and make them think about their environmental protection. We would like to thank also all participants of this project and all members for their support and cooperation with the municipality of Lefkada, and of course to come to this final result. We hope that we'll have the opportunity in order to cooperate in the future again, in order to reinforce our efforts for the development and the protection of our region, take under consideration all the pressures, environmental pressures that we have to face every day. We would also like to thank all members of the monetary that is working on the Interact 2014-2020 and their support that they had throughout the project, and of course all other participants and members and the employees of the municipality of Lefkada that they cooperate with us in that actions. Finally, we would like to thank, of course, as the municipality of Lefkada, the University of Ioannina, and Mr. Chrysostomos, and all his collaborators, and of course, the second Lyceum High School of Lefkada, who made a laboratory for us, and of course, the region of Ionian Nissos and the Western Nissos, and the private sector Oreon. Thank you so much. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much, and we're going on with the representatives of the municipality of Lefkada, Mr. Zouridakis, Vice Mayor. Good morning, Mr. Zouridakis. Mr. Zouridakis says good morning to everybody, to all friends, and to all members that are participants in this online workshop. He would like to welcome us at this final event of this record project. I'm really sad that in February 2020 it was programmed, this event, to be in Lefkada. It would be a great glad for us, for me and for as part of the mayor of Lefkada, in order to invite you here and show you all the natural beauties that our island, and taste some food, local food, in order to discuss together and of course exchange some ideas. Through this record project we had some actions that has to do with the recycling and the protection of the environment that were focused on what our region needs. The new municipality that take advantage in 2019, there was another action that has been done in the island about the beaches. In February, I was vice president I was take part in this event in February 2020, and I was in the first event that was in Narta, and I was really bad to. I felt bad because the municipality of Lefkada, we had a delay, a great delay, and I was apologized for all the participants. And as a municipality, because we have a continuous, and even if it wasn't our obligation, I was apologizing for that delay that we had in order to take action on this project. From that point, we started, and I was promised that would be there in order to complete the project successfully. And that is why now, today, I'm really happy for being here, even though we have some delays. We made all of actions that we had to do. All the objectives of the project were done, and we were looking for the budget renovation in order not to lose any euro, and in order to make this area and our region island to become better and create a laboratory as a culture for and the heritage for the children of our municipality. So as the future, we know that the future is theirs, and we support on them. And then we go on, and we have another privatologist, environmentalist, that has to help us in order to take all these actions to become true. Firstly, we have a student laboratory, 19 to 23 of October 2020, with the High School of Lefkada. We had 5 professors that were participants there, and they were very great importance of them, and they show us great sensibility on whatever has to do with the environment. We know that the environmental sensitivity in all public and private sector, we completed all actions that should be taken. In December, we have all the equipment for the laboratory. And finally, the plan was to buy all the record action is a heritage for Lefkada, and we hope for the future. Unfortunately, COVID measurements didn't permit us to do a lot of more actions and events and seminars in order to sensibilize all young people, in order to send the message not to use plastic in sea and use less sea. And I hope in the future we will do, when the COVID measurement is overcome, we will have the opportunity to complete this action. But the heritage in the municipality of the Lefkada are all laboratories, and all equipment that we took is for us. I would like also to thank all the cooperatives, and I don't think that I forgot somebody, and I would like to thank them for one more time for being here beside us, for all our problems and obstacles that we found. And in only 1 year, we had completed the project. That was, I promised, in February 2020. I was completed in my best way in order to finalize and make all the project successfully, in order to have a heritage for the municipality of Lefkadas and for the young people that are living here. And I'm gonna tell it one more time, they are the future of our place. Finally, I want all the members of this project, the Interreg 2014-2020, the University of Ioannina, and the professor, Mr. Chrysostomos Stilios, and Ms. Veronica Andrea for their cooperation, the director of the secondary, and all the students that were there and participant 1 week in our project. And then I would like to thank all the employees, because without them we couldn't complete the project, and the environmentalist, Mr. Politis, that helped me a lot in order to complete the project. I hope we will have another cooperation, as the mayor also mentioned, and I would like to say one more time that I'm really sad that we didn't have the opportunity to be here in Lefkada all together, accommodate you, and welcome you here for 3 or 4 days, and in order to get in touch in better conditions in the future. Thank you for your time, and I hope to have the opportunity in the future to see you again and cooperate with you again. Thank you so much. Mr. Zouridakis, thank you so much. We will go on with the representative Deputy Governor for E-Government, Mr. Konstantinos Kapodistrias. Mr. Kapodistrias has the floor. Good morning from Zande. Good morning to the municipality of Otranto. Good morning to Tolendo. Good morning to the municipality of Santa Cesar Terme. Good morning to Lefkada. Good morning to the University of Ioannina. And I'm here in order to welcome you all to the final event of the record project. And I hope that would be the last online event, and I can't wait to watch the invitation of the mayor of Lefkada to be in Lefkada and taste all local food, and of course see the natural beauties that the island have, and of course to discuss all the results of the records. The program record that has to do with the sustainable waste management of all the liquid and solid waste, it's a great project that has to do with all the drawbacks that maybe some tourist activities have created a problem to the environment. The government of the Ionian Island and the region of Ionian Islands stands by all this project and take care of this project in order to protect and cooperate with other people. That's why we are taking part in this project in order to find results to these problems. We are behind you, and we know that with cooperation, with that kind of cooperation, we can find many more solutions for being here. Thank you for the invitation today, and I am sure for the success of this project and of this workshop today. Bye-bye. Thank you, Mr. Kapodistrias. Thank you so much, and thank you, the region of Ionian Islands in order to support our actions that the record project has. We're going to go on with the municipality of Otranto. The floor is to Mr. Franco Polluccia, that is responsible for the tourism, and he's going to take hello from Mr. Karidis. We will go to the University of Salento and Mr. Alfonso Mafezzoli till Mr. Colici will be able to connect with us.
Ok, intervengo io, mi scuso, il microfono era disattivato.
Okay, here's Mr. Coluccia from the Municipality of Otranto. Sorry. Prego, Franco.
Buongiorno a tutti. Sono il responsabile del progetto per quanto riguarda, diciamo, il comune di Otranto. Porto i saluti del sindaco e dell'assessore all'ambiente che dovrebbe collegarsi comunque alla riunione tra qualche minuto. Il sindaco, se fa in tempo per portare i saluti, lo vedremo diciamo, probabilmente fra poco. Intanto, diciamo, noi siamo soddisfatti del progetto Record perché nonostante le difficoltà dovute alla situazione della pandemia che ha colpito un po' tutti, diciamo, no, il mondo e quindi anche l'Italia e la Grecia, diciamo, le abbiamo superate queste difficoltà, siamo riusciti a portare, diciamo, tutte le attività siamo riusciti a completare. E quindi, diciamo, siamo molto soddisfatti. Ma siamo soddisfatti perché anche le attività che abbiamo, che erano programmate nel progetto hanno coinvolto tante istituzioni, le scuole, i cittadini, le imprese, per cui diciamo che gli obiettivi che erano prefissati dal progetto Record diciamo, probabilmente produrranno degli effetti positivi, diciamo, in un prossimo futuro. Tutte le attività che abbiamo svolte, diciamo, hanno trovato l'entusiasmo soprattutto delle scuole, quando l'Università del Salento, diciamo, che ha collaborato in maniera attiva e propositiva al progetto, ha dimostrato con il prototipo come dalla plastica si può produrre anche, diciamo, si potevano produrre anche degli oggetti, quindi andare a recuperare, diciamo, quanto più possibile, che era una delle, uno degli obiettivi, no? del progetto. Pertanto io non vi tolgo molto tempo perché so che, diciamo, la riunione è molto lunga e tutti hanno il desiderio, la voglia di, dire giustamente qualcosa sul progetto. Pertanto io vi lascio dicendo che siamo veramente stati contenti e felici di aver partecipato a un bellissimo progetto che ha visto coinvolto i partner della Grecia. Abbiamo avuto delle esperienze bellissime ad Arta con Chrysostomos, con Lefkada, negli incontri che abbiamo fatto ad Arta nel dicembre scorso. Pertanto anche con l'Università di Lecce, con cui noi abbiamo collaborato, abbiamo fatto naturalmente tante attività, e con il Comune di Santa Cesarea, dove abbiamo interagito per alcune altre attività. E niente, speravamo di venire a fare l'evento finale all'Efcada, ma sarà sicuramente per una prossima volta. Va bene? Vi saluto allora. Buon proseguimento.
Thank you so much, the municipality of Otranto, and we're going on with the University of Solento and Professor Alfonso Maffecioli.
Open the microphone. Good morning, everybody. And as I mentioned before, I'm not the responsible of the project, but the project was the responsible is Professor Pollice, that is actually the rector of our university, and so he today cannot be present. He apologizes for this, but he's leading the board of directors that is meeting a relevant meeting for our university, and so he cannot be present now. Anyway, I followed all the project. I have to say that it was an interdisciplinary project from our point of view. It involved 3 different departments of our university, and so we had also the opportunity to collaborate inside our university. Then the project promoted also the involvement of municipalities, of Greek University and University of Ioannina, and I believe that we learned a lot of things, and as mentioned by Chrysostomos formerly, the project is going on, and he's publishing a special issue of an international journal on the same topics of the circular economy applied to the marine environment. And I didn't mention formally another important results that we obtained, that we had a position of researcher supported by regional authority to develop a 3-year project that is specifically devoted to the study of microplastics. And the project started at the beginning of this year, and I have to say that this is also a results, let's say, it's not a direct results and not direct results of this project, because we started studying microplastics and their interaction with the tissues of sea organisms, and we will have 3 years to go deeper in this sense. So I hoped to have some days in Lefkada, where I was about 30 years ago, and when I was living in another town, not so close to Greece as we are now. But we will find another opportunity to have this visit. So thank you to all participants for their efforts, and I finish. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maffecioli and the University of Solento. We will go on with the representative of the municipality of Santa Cesarea Terme, Mr. Corsono. He's the president. Mr. Corsono.
Buongiorno a tutti, saluto tutti i convenuti, porto i saluti del sindaco di Santa Cesarea Terme che è impegnato per motivi lavorativi. Siamo stati, saluto tutti i partner a questo progetto importante, il Comune di Otranto, per la parte italiana, il Comune di Santa Cesarea Terme, l'Università del Salento. Saluto anche l'Università di Ionnina e la municipalità di Lefkada rappresentata dai suoi rappresentanti. Siamo stati orgogliosi da subito nel partecipare a questo progetto, al progetto Record, che si è posto degli obiettivi fondamentali per il nostro vivere giornaliero ormai. Siamo coscienti del problema che è dovuto alle plastiche, quindi da subito abbiamo inteso partecipare con orgoglio e con piena convinzione a questo progetto che fa parte, lo dobbiamo ricordare, dell'Interreg Grecia-Italia. E mentre parlavano chi mi ha preceduto, pensavo proprio a questo, no? E al filo comune che ci unisce tra Lefkada, Santa Cesarea, Otranto. Comunque le nostre territorialità ci uniscono dal mare ed è un bene che noi dobbiamo preservare. E questo progetto, credo che con tutte le attività che ha svolto nei 2 anni che sono trascorsi, credo che abbiano sensibilizzato notevolmente le coscienze delle nostre popolazioni, dei nostri cittadini, proprio per una più consapevole gestione di un bene che è la plastica. Tra le attività voglio ricordare una che in particolar modo ci ha resi molto fieri e comunque ha visto coinvolgere attivamente soprattutto i bambini, ed è stata quella di, appunto, come ricordava l'amico di Otranto Coluccia, proprio la sensibilizzazione nei confronti dei bambini del riutilizzo delle plastiche, una nuova vita alla plastica per evitare l'inquinamento del mare e delle spiagge che per noi comuni costieri sono sicuramente una fonte per il turismo, una fonte importante di, oltre che una bellezza paesaggistica, anche una fonte di reddito, perché si vive di turismo. Non mi voglio dilungare, allargo il saluto oltre che ai partner, a tutti i partecipanti, rinnovando, sperando che io conosco Lefkada, ci sono stato per vacanze mie personali e purtroppo con il Covid abbiamo molte attività sono state sospese, però così come noi auspichiamo di poter venirvi a trovare, invitiamo anche gli amici greci anche in un prossimo futuro a ritrovarci qui e dare prosecuzione a questo Interreg anche una volta finiti i lavori dell'Interreg stesso. Un saluto a tutti, buon lavoro.
Thank you so much for the municipality of Santa Cesarea Terme, and we hope that we all meet together in face before going to the members of the results, and to have a welcome of the municipality, Ms. Domelga Cardona.
Sì, buongiorno a tutti. A tutti quanti i partecipanti, ai colleghi del comune di Santa Cesarea e a tutti coloro che sono stati coinvolti in questo bellissimo progetto, che è giunto quindi al termine con oggi. Quindi un progetto che ci ha visto coinvolti per circa 2 anni, quindi dal partito del 2018, quindi fino ad oggi, che vede appunto il nostro comune, il comune di Otranto, come città, come capofila del progetto. È un progetto che ci sta a cuore perché Otranto vive sul mare, ma come le altre città vivono dal mare anche, per cui la nostra economia è strettamente legata a quelle che sono le risorse, quindi sia la salvaguardia della costa e la risorsa del mare. E le risorse del mare intesa sia appunto noi in questo progetto lo abbiamo sposato volentieri, perché il mare ci sta appunto a cuore, sia la salute degli animali marini, la salute stessa dell'uomo, che è legata naturalmente alla salvaguardia del mare, ma proprio per questa stretta connessione anche che esiste tra l'economia di Otranto, come l'economia di Santa Cesarea Terme e delle altre città, che è strettamente legata appunto alla salvaguardia del mare. Questo progetto è stato particolarmente bello e sentito perché ha visto la partecipazione di diversi soggetti, quindi come diceva anche il mio collega di Santa Cesaria, ha visto il coinvolgimento delle scuole, quindi dei bambini, ma anche degli operatori, quindi degli operatori turistici, di chi ha lo stabilimento balneare, perché era fondamentale stimolare e far capire sempre di più quanto sia importante appunto la salvaguardia di questa risorsa, che sempre, ahimè, sempre più, specie appunto nei nostri giorni, è messo a dura prova proprio a causa poi dell'attività umane, perché come sappiamo tutte le plastiche che vengono prodotte a terra alla fine del giro terminano nel mare. È stato interessante vedere come possano essere comunque utilizzate queste plastiche, quindi abbiamo visto all'opera anche l'università con questo nuovo prototipo che consentiva la trasformazione della plastica in oggetti che possono essere poi utilizzati, quindi l'importante è questo ciclo conclusivo del riutilizzo delle plastiche. Diciamo è stato un partenariato secondo me efficiente, efficace, che ci ha visto quindi coinvolti tutti attivamente e che io credo si sia svolto proprio con successo, per cui ben vengano altri progetti del genere che coinvolgano più soggetti ed è bello vedere poi appunto il coinvolgimento dei colleghi anche delle altre sponde del Mediterraneo. Quindi grazie a tutti, ascolteremo gli altri interventi con piacere. Grazie.
Thank you so much. We are going to closing the welcoming. We are going to Mr. Chrysostomos Pilios, who is going to welcome from beyond the University of Ioannina. Good morning to everybody. Thank you so much, the municipality of Lefkada, for organizing this online final event of the record. I would like to say that it was a successful project that is finishing today in May, next Monday, but its objective is to continue the cooperation, and at that point I would like to say that in that project we had 2 universities, 3 municipalities, and we could cooperate, excellent, and we had interactions between us, and we collaborate. As for example, the universities, they had a lot of researchers and scientists that they were really beneficial for us. And of course, additionally, in order to succeed in a project that has to do with the interact and cooperation, and the municipality had a great cooperation with us, and especially we, with the municipality of Lefkada, we organized some common actions, and that's why the General Assembly would take under consideration this action, this collaboration, in order to cooperate, to organize other projects with this cooperative way, because in that way I believe that we can and we succeed and have better results and more valuable results in the development of the region, in the area generally. And of course, in the collaboration between the regions, or maybe the islands, and of course with other countries. I would like to thank both participants and of course the members, the General Assembly, its members, that they help us and they support us throughout all the years in order to achieve the record project. And I hope that we will go on the actions, but as University of Ioannina, we are going to cooperate again, and we are going to take some actions in the future, and our purpose is to show some other results more results internationally and publicize some results. We have a special issue prepared, and we have a special collaboration with the University of Salento, and we have already and we have give a lot to the cooperation for the Interreg project, and of course, especially with the municipality of Lefkada, we had some common action that give an advantage and show the problem of the environmental pollution through usage of plastics. And I'm sure that through this cooperation we are going in the future with the municipality of Lefkada to have some other and even more, even better, even bigger results to this record project that I personally and as university and as laboratory, we saw it as an action for further actions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to go to the General Assembly, starting with the coordinator, Mr. Gianfranco Gardaletta.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to all, and thank you for your very kind invitation to this event. So, as the other speaker told before me, I'm very sorry, but I'm hoping this is our last online meeting. Despite my colors, okay, I'm a Mediterranean, like all of us, and so we love to have this the human contact, and and to have some events in presence, because it's really important, especially for the cooperation. Particularly for this project also, despite the pandemic, despite the lockdown, all the participants, all the beneficiaries kept their goal in this project. It's a very complicated project, to be honest, like the most part of the project in the cooperation activities. So in this project, I should underline also that there is a very strong collaboration between 3 municipalities and 2 universities. So this is a clear evidence that it's possible to cooperate, to collaborate in a different type of institution, of public institution, and have altogether have also a focus for a real a combine of the action, because in this project there are several actions from the environment, the policy from the tourism, the policy for the younger people, and the policy for culture. Because also, in order to protect the environment, it's a culture step, first of all. And also, it's very, very relevant to involve the younger people of our area. And give also a real great proof, evidence that it's possible also to recycle the plastic and give a new life, a new cycle of the life for the plastic. This is real relevant, and will be also very relevant. Also, all the focus on this project will be the most of the items of the next programming period for the Greece Italy program 2021-2027, and also the level of the cooperation, as I told you before, in this project especially, is very, very high. All the beneficiaries, all the partners, they collaborate despite the difficult of the moment, the difficult of in this last year and a half that we are living, and also the involvement also of the younger people is is another evidence of the great attention for the territorial cooperation activities in order to explain how the Europe, how all our policies are relevant for our life in general. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are going on with Ms. Chryssia Pieri. His assembly in the Interreg of the project.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you again, and thank you for the invitation. I'm really glad to participate at the final event of Record Project. The Managing Authority and the Joint Secretariat are really satisfied for the excellent result achieved by the good cooperation you had at the last 36 months. We are absolutely sure that the project main output will benefit a wide range of the local population in the program area by promoting and raising awareness on environmental protection at the coastal involved areas. I'd like to underline and thank personally all project team of the municipality of Otranto, and in particular Mrs. Minerva, the technical assistant of the lead beneficiary, for the excellent capacity to coordinate the partnership. I'd of course like to thank each one of you for the fruitful collaboration and for the contribution. Last but not least, I would like to assure you that I will continue to support you during all period regarding the closure procedure of your project. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We are ready to go on with the second part of this event and the overview of the results of the project record. Our cooperative Municipality of Otranto, Miss Sabrina Minerva, is going to present us the project record, an overview of the project. Miss Minerva.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, and thank you to the Municipality of Lefkada, and also thank you to the technical assistants for the organization of this event and for inviting us. I want to thank you on behalf, of course, of the lead beneficiary, the Municipality of Otranto, and the Municipality of Santa Cesaria as well, which I represent here today. And yes, I just prepared a small presentation. My intervention will regard, of course, the presentation of the record project. And I will pass to the presentation, of course, of the activities carried out by the two Italian municipalities and the results achieved. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So basically, what can we say about Record Project, which is the emergency from which Record Project started? As you can see, tourist exploitation, and as all we are aware of, tourist exploitation of coastal areas directly results in a huge environmental problem, which is that the fauna in the Adriatic Sea is constantly threatened by a significant quantity of floating wastes, mainly composed, of course, as we all know, by plastics and microplastics. So this is the emergency from which Record Project started, and as we all know, in 2018, bringing together 5 strategic partners. So the two municipalities in Italy, the Municipality of Otranto and the Municipality of Santa Cesaria Terme, the University of Salento, the Municipality of Lefkada in Greece, and the University of Ioannina in Greece. So basically, which was the aim of the project? The main aim of the project was to bring together these partners, these strategic partners, since we are linked by the territorial features and, of course, the touristic floods, let's say, of our territories. All partners cooperated and combined their efforts in order to contribute to the reduction of the environmental impact and the pollution of the sea as well, through the introduction of the new technologies aimed at recycling plastic materials. And with this specific regards, I would like to thank you, of course, the two universities, so the University of Salento, the University of Ioannina, for their great job in elaborating and producing the new technologies and the prototypes that I'm sure they will explain later. And the project also aimed at promoting the sustainable exploitation of the coast and the implementation of sustainable tourism through, of course, the direct involvement of beach and tourism operators, as well as the awareness raising of the citizenship. On behalf of the Municipality of Otranto, as lead beneficiary of this project, I would like to stress this last point because the importance, let me say that we experienced how important is to actively and directly involve citizens, local communities in these type of activities focused on specific topics such as sustainable development, environmental protection, because what we already knew, but what we understood better is that these topics are well understood actually by people, but there is a need for understanding more how to put into practice some specific actions aimed and targeted at improving the recycling, for example, the recycling of microplastics and the positive effects of recycling microplastics. And of course, the importance of raising the awareness of local communities about the protection of our coastal areas and environmental in general. So I would pass now to the explanation of all the activities, let's say, carried out by the Municipality of Otranto and the Municipality of Santa Cesaria. And let me say, okay. So what we focused our work on, promoting sustainable waste management in coastal areas. So which was the work which has been, and actually until Monday, it is still the work of the municipalities of Otranto and Santa Cesaria. So as first actions, we had the demonstrative actions within betting sites aimed at collecting, weighing, and recycling plastic materials in cooperation, and this was a valuable and precious, actually, cooperation with the University of Salento. So there were two actions carried out and developed, realized by the Municipality of Otranto, and one action carried out by the Municipality of Santa Cesaria Terme. The aim of such actions was to directly involve citizens in activities focused on the importance, as I was saying, of the environmental protection and the crucial relevance of proper and innovative recycling of plastics in a more specific way. So, as regards the second type of activities developed and carried out by the two municipalities, we had several training activities, actually. We had one creative laboratory for schools for the involvement, as all the representatives of the municipalities were already saying, for the involvement of children, of students, carried out by the Municipality of Otranto. One creative laboratory for school carried out by the Municipality of Santa Cesaria Terme. One training course carried out by the Municipality of Santa Cesaria Terme in close cooperation with the University of Salento, and one workshop with a focus session carried out by the Municipality of Otranto in cooperation with the Municipality of Santa Cesaria Terme. So the basic aim of all these different, I would say, training activities was a single aim, namely to increase and improve the awareness and the knowledge, most of all, of citizens, especially young people and children, as I was saying before, as well as tourism and beach operators about the environmental protection and the environmental enhancement, as well as the sustainable tourism processes. So I just reported some images because I found it useful to, I think this is a useful way to demonstrate the participation, the active participation of local communities. And here we have some photos from the demonstrative actions carried out in Otranto, and more specifically in the betting establishment of Acqua Chiara, Limini, and then of Otranto City Beach. Of course, they were carried out before the pandemic broke out. And these actually were a great opportunity to demonstrate the importance of recycling plastics, and thanks to the cooperation and the contribution of the University of Salento, which actually brought the prototype developed and showed to the people present at the event the technical process of transformation of plastic material. It was possible to practically demonstrate how to recycle plastics, and the fact that protecting our coastal environment in general, it is very important because, of course, we are all tourists. Actually, we would like to travel again as soon as possible, but we love being tourists. We love to travel the world, so it is important as well to protect it. And all these actions, all these demonstrative actions, implied the active involvement of the people that actually attended and usually goes to these bathing establishments or beaches, in order to let them understand how important it is to cooperate, let's say, and to put into practice proper waste management models or waste management, let's say, processes. And this was particularly true for the bathing establishments, which actually understood the importance of recycling processes, and, as I was saying, the importance of putting into practice a correct management model, in order also to make the tourism more sustainable. Here we have some photos, some evidences from the demonstrative action in Santa Cesarea Terme, also carried out in cooperation with the University of Salento. So the aim was the same of the demonstrative actions carried out in Otranto. And there was a very active participation also in this case. So we noticed that people love being involved in this type of actions. Okay, so moving on with the training activities, as already explained and quoted by the representatives of both the Municipality of Otranto and the Municipality of Santa Cesarea, a particular focus was, particular attention was focused on the importance of involving young generations as well. And for example, in the case of the creative laboratories for school, both in the case of Otranto and Santa Cesarea Terme, these laboratories were specifically targeted to primary and junior high school students. And the topic dealt with regarding raising the attention of very young people on plastic pollution, the effects of pollution on the marine environment, on living organisms, and humans as well. So during these laboratories, apart of course from learning more and explaining more about Record Project, its objectives and its results, its expected results, the students exchanged opinions and experiences with the tutors, who showed also some videos centered on the realization of objects and toys with the recycled plastic. So it was very interesting for these children, for these students, to understand how some everyday objects, let's say, were made of recycled plastic. So it was very interesting, and they were very interested in understanding how it was possible. And finally, all the students were also involved in an interactive activity concerning the search for microplastic in a cosmetic product, because as you know, and this was a very specific issue that both municipalities were glad to present. It is very important to know and to be aware that most products that we are utilize contain microplastics, of course. Okay. I don't know why I can't move on with the presentation. Let me see. Okay. So here's, as in the case of the demonstrative actions, I liked to report some evidences of the activities carried out. Of course, we wanted, we would prefer to realize these training activities in presence, but as you all may imagine, we had to remodulate our methodology and our realization modalities due to the pandemic. So we decided to carry out these laboratories through distance learning. So every child was directly involved and was and participated in the laboratory from home, but the participation was very high. So all the schools involved, both in Otranto in this case, and as you will see in the case of Santa Cesarea Terme, they were very happy to take part in this type of activity. And we had, as you can see, we had the opportunity to also to show them the first version, the draft version, I would say, of the cartoon that we will show later during this online event, because the municipality of Otranto decided as a creative publication, in order to improve and increase the spread of the topics dealt with the RedCore project, within RedCore project, decided to produce a cartoon, so targeted to children, focused on record, focused on the issues dealt with on record. And we had the opportunity during the workshop, the creative laboratory carried out with the schools of Santa Cesarea Terme, to show the draft version of the cartoon. So also making them aware of the importance of the cooperation, you know, which is something that at the let's say younger age, maybe they're still not aware of. So we were glad as well of this opportunity. And in the second photo, you can see the interactive activity, which I mentioned before, regarding the study, let's say, of everyday objects and toys, in the case of children, for the search of microplastics, and also for the understanding of the processes, of recycling processes aimed at generating these objects from recycled microplastic and plastics in general. So we move on to a more specific and I would say technical activity, the online training course. We entitled this training course Coastal Environment, Tourism and Environmental Sustainability, which is still active actually, as you can see from the dates reported. It started the last 26th April, and it will end within 2 days actually. It is targeted to beach tourism and environmental operators, and we had 40 hours devoted to theoretical lessons on these specific topics on coastal environment, tourism, certification, environmental certification as well. And then the participants had 3 weeks to develop a project work focused on the elaboration of the documents required in the framework of a certification process, just to let them know how to practically proceed in order to achieve an environmental certification. So the result, the course gave the opportunity to learn more and discuss about some specific and technical topics such as sustainable development, ecological transition, sustainable management of coastal areas, and environmental certification, as in the case of the EMAS, the specific European environmental certification. So, as I already told you, the participants are currently finalizing the project work that will be delivered the next 29th of May. Here we have some photos of this online event. It was realized online for the same reasons that I mentioned before. And it was very, very interesting. And we're still having some very positive feedback from the participants. And I have to say, because I like this, this aspect of the course, that apart from local beach and tourism operators, also operators and also, for example, environmental experts from other regions of Italy were interested in carrying out and in attending this specific course. So we were very happy about these results. So we move on to the very last activity carried out jointly by the Municipality of Otranto and the Municipality of Santa Cesarea, namely the online workshop and the focus session. We entitled this, this event, The Coast, a Common Resource, Processes of Sustainable Development. It took place the last 20th May. And this was an opportunity for representative of public administration, of course, of the Italian municipalities, and for private tourism operators and stakeholders to set up a dialogue, an active and interactive, I would say, dialogue, aimed at developing future synergies and initiatives in the name of the project and the topics it is centered on. During this workshop, it was very interesting to learn also from the participants, which are the needs actually, which is the perspective of the participant and the operators of the fields we refer to, so beach operators and tourism operators, which are their perspective of the criticalities of the problems that the public administration should deal with. And there they completely demonstrate like a very openness to the municipalities and to the public administrations in order to set up also a network, an actual network, aimed at developing future synergies and future cooperative initiatives. So it was very interesting also in this case. And also in this case, we had some participants not only from our region, but also from other regions of Italy. So I would like to move to the overall conclusions and final insights on behalf of the Municipality of Otranto and Santa Cesarea as well. Thanks to RECOD project, many thematics related to the importance of coastal environment preservation, of recycling plastics, and to the positive impact of sustainable practices were dealt with. What we noticed that there is still a need for increasing the awareness and most of all the knowledge of citizens about the severe implication of the spreading of waste and particularly plastics into the environment. We noticed that tourism and beach operators need to be trained more about the effective and real positive impact of adopting management models based on sustainable development criteria. And we also noticed that the interest showed in all the carried out activities demonstrated that both public entities and private bodies belonging to the field of tourism are very inclined to set up a network aimed at sharing common perspectives, about innovative and sustainable processes, and at elaborating and realizing future initiatives targeted at ensuring the proper social and economic development of our territories. So both, of course, in Italy and Greece. I liked to conclude my intervention with this quote of Gary Snyder, a famous, of course, writer and environmental activist, that says that nature is not a place to visit, it is home. So let's all protect it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Serbina Minerva, for her presentation of all actions of the municipality of Otranto and the municipality of San Cesaria Terme, and of course the results of these activities. Other activities are from the municipality of Lefkada, and we're going to present them of these activities and the results for the municipality of Lefkada. So, in the main activities of the municipality of Lefkadas, they are the action of three action of recycling in beaches in Lefkada, with the aim of sensibilization of the citizens and, of course, their participation in recycling plastic. The main objective was the local population of the municipality of Lefkada. And another action that was really important is a training course in Lefkada. Target group was the beach operator and tour entrepreneurs, Reaction Boost owners, Pfister, in order to awareness for environmental certification procedure and technical support in innovative management in the bath siting. And of course, another action was the creation of a laboratory for schools in Lefkada for high school students, raising awareness on environmental and waste issues. The first actions that the municipality of Lefkadas was taken place in August 2019, and there were three places. There were the recycling, and were take place from 7 to 8 August 2019 in Kathisma, Agios Nikitas, and Porto Katsiki. Before these activities, there were also a contest through Facebook creating a recycling message for the municipality of Lefkada in order to addressing to citizens in order to participate in recycling activities of the municipality. The first action, a demonstrative action in Lefkada, was in Kathisma, where 3 bins took place, where they were put bins for paper, can, and many other recycling things. And they were contributing procedures and leaflets that has to do with the recycling management. And of course, in this action, we have given the first prize of the contest of the contest through Facebook, and the same day, in the afternoon, there were a second action of recycling in the Agios Nikitas beach. Another action, a second action, was in Porto Katsiki, where people were informed about the recycling of the place. You can see some photos of these activities in Lefkadas. As I said, before these actions, there was a contest, a Facebook contest that His target was to find a message about the recycling in Lefkada. The winning messages that were arised from the contest was let's build active environmental awareness, recycle today for Lefkada, and recycling is not an option, it is necessary. The first prize and the winners were received gift of this record. And the next action of Demos Lefkadas was the organization of a training course that took place, that lasted from January 2021 and lasted till February 2021. Due to the pandemic and measures, this action took place online. Its main object of this training course that addressing to private sectors and enterprises that has to do with the beaches or maybe hotels or maybe other enterprises that has to do with tourism, and they have as an object to award them about the environmental certification EMS and of course technical support and adopt some new management procedures. The theoretical training lasted 40 hours and its main subject was how to managing development of waste in coast areas and how to use plastics. And in this frame, there was a practical training lasted 120 hours through online. And of course, the national management bodies was the topic. Another topic was the environmental group and action, and circular economy, environmental tourism, recycling action, sustainable tourism, best practices and innovation. As of the collection of these trainings, there were an invitation of all interested in that, published in some local newspapers and in the site of the municipality of Lefkada. And of the selection of the trainers, there was a selection committee that was participating some professors from the University of Miss Ioanna Veronica. They were submitted 10 candidates and they participate in the training project. The participants were in beach operators and other tourism entrepreneurs, and due to the measures, as we also mentioned, the whole procedure and the training was online through distance learning, and they were given to the participant personal passwords and to have an access every day in order to watch the training course and the thematics that were developed there, that were presented by specialist professors with the cooperation with the University of Ioannina, that was had a great collaboration with us throughout the action and the training course, and has to give us the opportunity as municipality of Lefkada to succeed in this action. In October 2020, there was another action that has to do with a creative laboratory for schools in Lefkada. So the municipality of Lefkada, with the collaboration of the secondary assembly of Lefkada, after having an interest of the second high school of Lefkada, selected 23 high school students from the second and third class in high school, and they participate in the laboratory during the period of 19 to 23 October 22. There was 1 week where the students had the opportunity to learn from specialists and scientists, and other environmentalists. The laboratory was hosted in the municipality of Lefkadas, and its main topics was about the environmental management and environmental responsibility, air pollution and climate change, aqua, culture and environment, solid waste and legislation, and uncontrolled waste disposal sites in Messolongi and Toliko National Park. During this creative laboratory, we had the cooperation of the municipality of Lefkadas and some specialist environmentalists from the region of Ionian Nissos, and the private sector Oreon, and of course from the University of Ioannina and the University of Patras. And throughout the creative laboratory, the University of Ioannina and Mr. Chrysostomos Stylios presented a 3D printer which was created in order to promote the recycling of plastic. And this 3D printer had the opportunity to use recycling plastic, as you can see in these photos, some photos from the presentation and the laboratory. Meanwhile, we had another presentation from an application for mobile phones that was created by the University of Ioannina. Finally, the municipality of Lefkada, in order to have a sustainability of these actions of the record project, through this project, has planned a space with all the equipment needed for everybody, students or citizens would like to have further information about actions for recycling, and in order to sensibilize more the society and aware the responsibility in themes about the environment and how we can protect them. We hope that we are going to go on with these actions and have other results really important for this project, and we are going to emphasize on the awareness and the recycling and protecting the environment. Thank you for your attention of this presentation. We will go on with the actions of the two universities, more specifically the University of Salento, and we're going to give the floor to the Professor Carola Alfonso Mazzefoli.
Thank you very much. I'm here. I try to share the screen. Host disabled attendee screen sharing. You have to make possible for me to share the screen. Alexander, can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
She's trying. Just a sec.
Mr. Alfonso, it is open. Also.
due to a technical problem, we are going on with the University of Ioannina and the activities presented by Chrysostomos Spilios. And then we're going on with the Salento. Mr. Stilios, you have the floor. Thank you so much. Give me just a second in order to share my screen. Well, so thank you so much again for the invitation of this online final event of the project. I will present the strategies of the department of the University of Ioannina. I would like to insist as a structure we have the cooperation of the Laboratory of Knowledge and Intelligence Computing Department of Informatics and Telecommunication from ARTAS. As a laboratory, we have experienced scientists, researchers, engineers, students, and many other experienced people. And in our team, we had all this experience. We have implementing surveys and studies that has to do with the project. And of course, we participate in actions, events, and in workshops that attract the interest of all the social society and citizens. And in the end of its action, the most important was how was implemented and how we informed a vast number of people, citizens and residents in our area for this project. And of course, especially whatever has to do with the environmental protection and the use of plastic, and of course the awareness about the recycling and reuse of plastic as and many other products that we unfortunately we know them as waste, and they are polluting the environment, the areas, the coasts, and all micro products are becoming back to people through the cycle of water, or maybe the cycle of life that we have. As for example, happening with the feces that eats something of these products, and then this feces coming to our plate to eat it. So this project is really important, and doesn't has to do only with the protection of the environment, that is equally important, but at the same time has to do with our everyday life as well. At the same time, as for the tourists, and of course the enterprising in nearby the sea is something that we need. So we have to be prepared and conserve them, and have some sustainable management in order to permit the collection of recycling and reuse of all products, and of course especially the plastic ones. I will start by describing some of the activities of information of public people. And we created and interpreting, translating all the printing materials in English and in Greece, and we give some proposals on what they are going to have in them. We created some gadgets in order to be more interesting and more attractive, the message to be spread out throughout all media platforms easily and adequately. Of course, we have given a focus to the social media and the internet and website and many other levels, and of course we give and publicize in journals, inside, in the press generally, and we were responsible for the editing some newsletter that was sent in the variety of public participants in order to have their attention and attract their attention. In the frame of the project, as a university, we studied the regional condition and the regulation that has to do with the waste management. That was the main object of the project, and of course what are the impacts that they have in the environment, in the society, and of course the financial impacts that they may have in the territory of our regions. And collaborating with the Saledro University, we carried out an analysis on how to reuse and recycle the plastic that we are using every day, for example, to drink our coffee or take our water. And we've trying to find out solutions on how to reuse it after recycling. So that's why we give definite proposal and guidance on how we are going to make it true and how to have a sustainable management of plastic materials, and mainly in coast areas. I would like to insist on the policies and the strategies that we have in these regions. We are talking about the region of Western Greece, the Ionian Islands, and most specifically the Arta, the municipality of Arta, municipality of Lefkada, and we give a great importance, and we had a great collaboration with the private sector of Avrakikos Lefkada. That is a great environmental value, and all the impacts. They were not only just to give results that we have to give, but we published them in international magazines, and of course, additionally, with the cooperation with the cooperation of the University of Saledro, we are going to create an issue, a special issue, that has to do with all the management policies and strategies that is going to be published in an international magazine that worldwide has an access. Until the end of 2021, we will have the results. In the awareness frame, cooperating with the University of Saledro, we created the prototype, one prototype, and what we have to show here is how we are wasting the plastic material, and then we use the plastic materials, make it as a skin, and reuse it through the 3D printer. So in that frame, we organize an activity in order to show it, and in August 2022, we organized an award action in Koronissia that it is in the Avrakikos area, and collaborating with the municipalities there, we invite and participated many young people, many students, and of course the citizens of the area, in order to see how the plastic can be recycled. The plastic is not something that it is wasted, but it can be reused as something really useful. From the action At the same time, we had some other actions in order to clean the beach and the bathing place. You can see the children on the left side. And then we had the workshop in order to inform people on how to reuse the plastic. Another activity with the cooperation of Paleto University. We had organized an international winter school that we are lucky to organizing in February 2020, and we were very lucky for organizing that because our friends from Italy, 10 professionals, 10 young professionals, representatives from the university and from many other sectors of Italia came in Arta, and we host them. And at the same time, they participate. There were other Greek people participants that were coming from sections, departments of universities, from engineering or physical science, social science, and they participate in the organization for 1 week, and they attend some training days in a class, and at the same time they participate in actions in the campus of the University of Ioannina and many other places that has an environmental issue attraction. And one day we had the opportunity to go to visit the municipality of Lefkada and see the area there. So the winter school has 3 modules of training. The first one, it was both of them were really important, and it was took place in the campus of Antar. The first one has to do with the sustainable waste management in coastal areas. And of course, we have some visits in specific places. It is important to inform you about the creation of a good team of, this is another advantage, advanced result of the project, because these 20 participants, 10 from Italian and 10 Greek participants, and of course with the cooperation and collaboration from people of the University of Salento, the University of Ioannina, you can see them and they be connected, get in touch with each other, they meet each other. We were organized some meetings and created a friendship and a common connection between. It is another result, beneficial result, because we don't even care about the knowledge and the how to adopt some environmental issues, but how to socialize people, young people from territories, neighborhood territories from Greece or Italy. Also, as I mentioned earlier, we supported the municipality of Lefkada in order to organize 2 training courses that their main subject was about the eco-management. And in this action, and as a Department of Technology, we created an educational application that is an application who somebody can use it and download it for Android or iOS mobile phones, that can be downloaded from Google Play and App Store. This application is in Greek language and can be used by young children at the age of 7 to 16 years old, and its purpose is to inform them about recycling and how to use the plastic. The two applications are available on the left, as you can see, and on the right, you can see that for the Apple mobiles. And these two applications include a small, a briefly presentation of recycling, and we have a tortoise that is through graphics finds a plastic bag, and then, except from comic, we have an educational section for the mobile, where somebody can find out, can be educated about the time last of the plastics, different type of things that we can find in the sea, and this application can be used in mobile phones, can be appropriate for when we are collecting waste from coasts, in order to see how these products, how either it is a plastic bag, or maybe it is a can, or an aluminium product, how we help the environment. Also, we are in this period of time, we are completing a waste management network. This network has contacted a number of stakeholders in the area from various target groups, and we organize the last 6 months, we organized a cooperation, online cooperations with people and professionals that are involved in the agriculture, or maybe in hotels, or maybe restaurants nearby the sea, consumers, public authorities, marines and marine sectors, local NGOs, and we inform them about how to create this network in the frame of the project, and we describe them for each of these action exactly what are the activities that should be done separately in order to cooperate with us, and in order to protect the environment and reduce the waste. And for example, as for the hunters, what they can do with their guns, and not leave them in the environment, in the forest, and or maybe what about the agriculture, how they can use the plastic bags or the plastic bottles by fertilizers. And we aware all the fishermen how to protect the environment and the marine life. And through this action that was really specified, because we have a target group, and they have accepted in order to take part in this waste management network, and they have signed promote a letter of intent, and they are in the future they are going to use good practices in order to protect the environment. That of course they will be informed all the time about the environmental issues. This action will close on Sunday, the 30th of May in Koronesia again, where we are organizing an hybrid event. On the one hand, we are going to have a cleaning action of the beach in Koronesia, and then we are going to have an online event when we are going to present and we are going to create a network of awareness. And there we're going to present there will be speeches by professors, and in the end we are going to show which sectors are decided to participate with this letter of intent in order to create this network without having a financial support. And they are going to sign in order to know more about the waste management in our area. And now I'm calling you all, if you want an invitation, or if you want the letter of intent, I can distribute it to you. You can contact me in order to participate, you or many other people who are interested, in order to be members of this network and to get informed about the sustainability and the waste management and environmental issues generally. These are my contact information. Thank you so much thank you all the participants for all the support that we have, and to be set aside us all these years in order to succeed and to complete the project record. That I am persuaded that we have great results and important results. And as my concern, as my laboratory, I will ensure you that the results of this project, we're going to work on them, and after the 31st of May, in order to have better results on whatever we have done and we have learned about this result in our areas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this presentation. Having solved the technical problem that we have with the University of Salento, we can go on with the presentation of Mr. Maffezoli.
Okay, thank you. This is just the first slide. Let's move to the second one. Yes, thanks. University of Salento was involved in all 5 work packages, and the project involved 3 departments of very different areas: history, society and human studies, economic sciences, and engineering for innovation. I'm an engineer, and I come from the last one. We had special attention we were committed to work package 3 in particular, and with its 3 activities: survey of regional local regulation linked to the waste management, socioeconomic analysis, socioeconomic and environmental impacts; technology, state-of-the-art materials analysis and definition of intervention solution for the recycling of plastic materials; and common technical guidelines for the sustainable waste management of coastal areas. The last one at the beginning should involve another department, the department of biology, in which there are the zoologists and those that are expert of marine science. Then we committed, we gave a contract to an external consortium to have these common technical guidelines, to have their valuable contribution. Next slide, please. These are some results that I extracted from the many that have been obtained. This is the results from Department of History and Human Sciences, and it's just to show what is the impact of waste in Santa Cesaria, and in the next slide, those of Otranto, when the season changed. There is a peak of solid waste, as you can see in the picture on the left, and on the other hand, on the right, there is a lower amount of separate waste. So it's more difficult to implement the separate waste when there are a lot of tourists. And on the other hand, there are a lot of solid waste more available on the land, in the municipality, and it's not so easy to prevent pollution in this sense. Next slide, please. In the work package 3.2, we performed an activity of classification of plastics in a beach of Otranto municipality. You can see some pictures here with our team, and the next slide I summarize some results. You can see we collected a lot, even if the beach is not very large. We collected a lot of waste. Most of them are plastics. Here there is the classification, the international classification of with that codes that are provided by an European Community Committee, and they're used to classify the waste by type. That can be useful to understand what is its origin. What type of objects are found? So, for instance, mussels, nets are evidently that you can see in the middle are evidently waste from mussel cultures. And so ropes, strings and cords are results always from activity of fishermen and similar one, and so on. But if we go to the next slide, we tried to understand what type of plastics, and we performed also a weighing of them. We can see that most of the weight we found is from polyethylene terephthalate, that is the polymer used for drink bottles and other containers, but also for many ropes, strings, and cords. The polystyrene pieces, even if they are, you see in the bottom, even if we found a lot of pieces, they are foams, so the weight is very low. Anyway, this means the pieces are usually very small, and this can be a problem because they are one of the most easily transformed in microplastic. I have to say that most of polystyrene pieces come from fishermen. So there is a quite significant contribution of economic activity in the sea to this problem. Next slide, please. So we took from the beaches some bottles, and we collected the different plastic to perform some laboratory analysis in order to understand which plastic are. The results are in the former table. But then we decided we could try to use PET bottles after the use to make a wire that can be used in 3D printing by fused deposition modeling. So we perform all the activities devoted to this, and in order to also to reaching some interesting results that were published in an international journal, as will be shown in the last slide. Next slide, please. In the work package 3.3, we had a report with several recommendations that was produced by CONISMA, the National Inter-University Consortium for Marine Science, that highlighted all the actors that can do something to limit the marine waste. We also take advantage of the participation of Economic Science Department to go deeper in the issue of plastic waste and in waste management and sustainability in Italian beaches. They performed some studies specifically devoted to these two main topics. Next slide, please. So in the work package 4, we realized an experimental rapid prototyping equipment that included an extruder capable to produce the wire, so I can feed to the extruder the plastics. We demonstrated that with the PET from bottles it can work, and you can produce the wire, and from the wire you can obtain small objects, and this prototype was used for demonstrative actions that have been mentioned formerly. One is reported in the next slide. Here there is the demonstrative action that was performed in Santa Cesaria in September 2019. We performed also other activities in Otranto in September of the same year, and in October of always the same year. And we used this equipment also in the Night of Researcher, that is an international event for organized by our university in Lecce. All these activities were done to increase the awareness of people and people that lives and use the coasts to limit in order to limit plastic waste and in general all type of waste that they can produce and they don't dispose properly. Next slide, please. In the work package 5, we participated to the international training session that Chrysostomos well explained formerly, and we participated with some PhD students from our university, and we also participated delivering some lessons. I wish to thank Chrysostomos because the organization was very, very good, and we had a very good time in that days. And also the students were really satisfied. It was probably the last opportunity to travel before COVID limited our traveling for more than 1 year. Always in the same work package, Capacity Building Waste Management Network, we participated to the training course organized in Italy with five teachers, and we participated also in Action 5.3 to 3 creative laboratories for school focused on general environment and waste issues. These laboratories were described formally, and we participated as University of Salento to one of them in Otranto. Next slide, please. in the diffusion of our activity, I am here reporting two publications that of international diffusion that we performed in the last year and are focused on the topics of the project. Thank you for the attention, and that's it.
Thank you so much for your presentation. In that point, we are going to have a video, the presentation of a video that has to do, have some topics and parts of the project in Italy and in Greece too, and another creative publication of a cartoon and that the municipality of Otranto has created. We are going to see the video now.
The tourist exploitation of coastal areas directly results in a huge environmental problem, that of marine pollution. The fauna in the Adriatic Sea is threatened by an average of 27 floating wastes per square kilometer, 90% of which are plastic. From the need to manage this emergency comes the project RECORD, recycling strategies for the coastal sustainable waste management towards R&D innovation. The objective is to reduce the environmental impact and pollution of the sea through the introduction of new technologies aimed at recycling plastic materials, to promote a model of sustainable exploitation of the coast through shared strategies for financial waste management. This project, born within the European Territorial Cooperation Programme Interreg Greece-Italy 2014-2020, involves the municipality of Otranto as lead partner, the municipality of Santa Cesarea Terme and the University of Salento, while Greek partners are the municipality of Lefkada and the University of Ioannina. Two neighboring countries, Italy and Greece, with a rich common past. With more than 25 years of experience and cooperation, from 1990 until today.
RECORD è un progetto importante perché è un progetto trasfrontaliero per poter parlare del riuso della plastica. Lo facciamo con un pezzo del Salento, insieme anche all'Università del Salento, e un pezzo della Grecia, le regioni dell'Epiro che si affacciano sulla stessa porzione del nostro Adriatico. La plastica è diventata un problema importante, un problema di inquinamento serio, spesso la vediamo in grandi isole nei nostri mari. Un paio di anni fa c'è stata anche un'esperienza bruttissima qui proprio sulle spiagge degli Alimini, dove un grande quantitativo di plastica è stato spinto da mareggiate costanti sul nostro arenile. Siamo dovuti intervenire per eliminarla. Esiste però anche un problema di microplastiche che sono ancora più pericolose della plastica perché entrano nel nostro ciclo alimentare. Per poterla combattere però non basta soltanto l'impegno di un pezzo di territorio come il Salento o come l'Italia, ma servono delle politiche comunitarie, ed ecco perché è importante questa collaborazione con l'altra sponda, perché soltanto con la collaborazione di tutti, e mi auguro anche in futuro anche di Albania, Montenegro, tutte quelle che si affacciano sul nostro Adriatico, si possano mettere in campo delle politiche virtuose per poterla eliminare e comunque abituare un po' tutti anche al suo riutilizzo.
Ringrazio tutti i vari partner che hanno preso parte a questo progetto di RECORD, un progetto i cui obiettivi sono nobili, proprio quello di ridurre la plastica nel mondo e ridurre sia il quantitativo che cercare di smaltire la plastica in eccesso. Oggi qui insieme anche all'Università del Salento un progetto che ha proprio questo scopo. Oggi la sfida mondiale è proprio quella di smaltire e di diminuire sempre di più la plastica in eccesso. Basti pensare che nel mare ci sono delle montagne di plastica che sono quasi quanto delle intere isole e oggi la nostra sfida è proprio quella, cercare di ridurre e di smaltire sempre di più questi quantitativi di plastica.
Mi viene in mente che questo progetto in realtà nasce da un'idea di fondo. Noi abbiamo un mare che ci separa, l'Italia e la Grecia, ma abbiamo anche un progetto che ci unisce. Il progetto è fare di questa collaborazione, di questo mare, un progetto di sostenibilità. E partiamo da qualcosa delle plastiche nel mare. Queste plastiche le possiamo recuperare non solo la plastica, ma una mentalità vincente, fatta di attenzione per l'ambiente, di valorizzazione delle nostre coste. Ecco, noi vorremmo che questo progetto portasse nelle comunità delle due sponde un'idea di fondo e che si può collaborare per un futuro migliore. Io credo che recuperare la plastica è una metafora, che vuol dire dobbiamo recuperare una dimensione identitaria forte. I popoli che si affacciano sul mare devono capire che il loro sviluppo viene dal mare e viene da un utilizzo sostenibile di questo ambiente. Ecco perché questo è un bellissimo progetto ed è un progetto che unisce due popoli che si riconoscono in questo mare.
The project also focused the attention on the collection and weighing of solid waste, as well as the recycling of plastic material. The latter is transformed into filament using an innovative technology, which inserted into the 3D printer and transforms the old waste into an entirely new object.
Andando al mare quest'estate, avete sempre trovato liti attrezzati alla raccolta dei rifiuti?
No, non sempre, anzi mi sono accorto che purtroppo ci sono diversi casi in cui non sono assolutamente previsti, soprattutto lidi in cui ci sono degli stabilimenti balneari, diciamo, con molta gente, molti giovani e questo infatti l'ho notato subito che è qualcosa che deve essere subito rimediato.
Signora, fate abitualmente la raccolta differenziata?
Sì, sono da tanti anni che la facciamo ed è sempre più particolareggiata perché cerchiamo di ridurre un po' l'impatto forte della plastica, che vediamo che anche banalmente è comoda, perché purtroppo la plastica è comoda, non si lavano i piatti, si butta via molto. Però effettivamente poi ci accorgiamo quando banalmente siamo in mare con la famiglia che galleggiano spesso bottiglie, bicchieri, posate e plastiche che poi magari i pesci mangiano e noi mangiamo anche noi il pesce e a nostra volta.
Sono sempre stato incuriosito da queste tecnologie e la conoscevo già da un po'. Questo fatto di riutilizzare la plastica, perché sostanzialmente è su base plastica che si ragiona con le stampanti 3D, mi fa pensare che è meglio un oggettino in plastica piuttosto che una busta in mare. Quindi togliamo una busta e creiamo un oggetto di uso comune, ma anche un gadget, una collanina, e il mare resta pulito e la plastica viene finalmente riciclata come dovrebbe.
In order to actively involve the population in the project activities and to raise the awareness of the local community for sustainable waste management, demonstrations were carried out to test the prototypes on the beaches.
Questo è un progetto dell'Università del Salento, noi siamo un partner, una società che si chiama Start Smart, e l'obiettivo è recuperare la plastica presente nel mare e darle nuova vita generando un filamento buono per la stampa 3D. Il processo inizia da questa macchina in cui viene inserita della plastica tritata, questi pallini di plastica. All'interno di questa macchina c'è una resistenza che riscalda e porta la plastica a una temperatura di circa 210 gradi e un estrusore che genera questo filamento. Passa attraverso questo sistema di raffreddamento, ci sono 4 ventole e il filamento entra all'interno di quest'altra macchina e in questi rulli sono io che decido il diametro del filamento della plastica che esce. In questo caso è settato a 1,75 mm perché è proprio il diametro della plastica che serve per le stampanti 3D. Questa bobina serve a tenere il filamento unito e una volta riempita la bobina passa qui sulla macchina e vengono generati diversi oggetti. Questa è una delle applicazioni che vengono utilizzate, come diceva il professore prima, si possono utilizzare anche nel settore del tessile per creare delle fibre, eccetera. Qui abbiamo portato un po' di oggetti stampati in 3D, un vaso. Qui invece stiamo creando quello che è il logo del progetto, che si chiama Record, che è quello che c'è qui in maglietta. L'obiettivo della giornata di oggi era raccogliere un po' di plastica, chiunque portava un po' di plastica da riciclare, viene regalato loro un gadget che è questo, ne abbiamo stampati un po'.
Il Comune di Otranto è orgoglioso di far parte del comune capofila di questo progetto importante Interreg finanziato dalla Comunità Europea. Otranto è un comune di mare, un paese di mare, quindi diciamo quello che è il problema del secolo, che è quello legato appunto alle plastiche, è particolarmente sentito da noi. Noi pensiamo che sia utile agire su due aspetti, quello della sensibilizzazione, quindi far capire alla gente, ai bambini, ma anche agli adulti, devo dire, quanto sia importante utilizzare con oculatezza i prodotti i prodotti plastici e come sia importante anche il recupero, il non disperderlo nell'ambiente. E al tempo stesso come sia importante invece investire anche nella ricerca, ecco come si innesca anche questo progetto, quindi è importante cercare di recuperare e riciclare quelle che sono appunto le plastiche disperse nell'ambiente. Questo progetto Interreg ci permette appunto il recupero e il riutilizzo delle plastiche disperse. È importante perché questo poi si innesca in quello che è la cosiddetta economia circolare, è proprio un esempio evidente e concreto di quello che si può ottenere attraverso il recupero, perché la plastica viene recuperata, viene trattata e poi si ottengono questi filamenti di plastica che ci consentono di utilizzare, di ottenere qualsiasi tipo di oggetti e questo penso che sia molto molto importante.
Ovviamente anche noi supportiamo progetti di questo tenore, del tenore del progetto Record, chiaramente sensibilizzare un po' tutti nei confronti della plastica che fa una fine che poi va a finire nei nostri piatti e quindi ci dà anche problemi di salute, ci vede sempre a fianco, ci vedono sempre a fianco questi progetti così importanti. Il riutilizzo della plastica, dare alla plastica un'altra destinazione, un'altra vita, significa liberarci non solo di un fatto estetico ma anche di un fatto che fa danni, come dicevo prima, della salute. Come Circolo Lega Ambiente noi ci preoccupiamo di sensibilizzare non solo gli adulti che hanno già dimostrato di aver fallito in questo comparto, ma soprattutto i bambini, perché come dicevo prima i bambini sono costretti a comportarsi da adulti in questo mondo quando gli adulti continuano a comportarsi purtroppo da bambini. E noi come Lega Ambiente sosteniamo tutto ciò.
Young students and operators in the tourism and seaside sector from Otranto, Santa Cesaria Terme and Lefkada were involved, thanks to the valuable collaboration between the three municipalities and the two record partner university, in highly educational activities, both at school and through distance learning.
Questo progetto è altamente formativo soprattutto per le nuove generazioni, è importante perché purtroppo si fa un largo utilizzo della plastica in ogni campo, nelle case, ovunque, e non abbiamo la mentalità del riciclo, spesso vengono abbandonate le bottiglie e invece formare questi bambini è importante sia per il riciclo e sapere soprattutto dove andrà a finire poi questa plastica che potrebbe essere riutilizzata per la realizzazione di altri elementi, di altri oggetti importanti per l'utilizzo quotidiano.
In addition, the operators involved in the project had the opportunity to learn and discuss practical aspects of the recycling commonly polluting materials in interesting training sessions. Thanks to these initiatives, several accommodation facilities and bathing establishments on the coast have shown interest in adopting a policy centered on eliminating the use of plastic and in obtaining specific environmental certifications. Swimmers will be able to carry a water bottle with them or buy one at the bathing establishment where they can fill their water containers.
Da diversi anni qua nel Lido Acqua Chiara facciamo la raccolta differenziata. Quest'anno abbiamo voluto incentivare il non uso della plastica usando il PLA, che è un materiale sicuramente più compatibile della plastica, e abbiamo affondato ancora di più la nostra intenzione facendo la ricarica delle borracce di acqua per evitare proprio il consumo di queste bottiglie e bottigliette varie.
Raising public awareness, especially among young people, also through the distribution of promotional and information material, is a fundamental prerequisite for the success of the project. The sea is everything. It covers 7/10 of the terrestrial globe. Its breath is pure and healthy. It is an immense desert, where man is never lonely, because he feels life stirring on all sides. The sea is only the embodiment of a supernatural and wonderful existence. It is motion and love. It is the living infinite. It is our duty to protect it.
Those who live by the sea can hardly form a single thought of which the sea would not be part. With this phrase, Hermann Brock eloquently described the link between the sea and the people who live in its vicinity. The sea is our life and our fortunes depend on it. This project stems from the strategic need to ensure cooperation between the two shores of the Ionian Sea with the aim of preserving the marine environment, which has been severely put to the test by the influx of tourists and the ignorance of people. The sea's worst enemy is plastic. It is estimated that the Adriatic Sea has an average of 27 pieces of floating waste per square kilometer, and 90% of this marine litter is plastic. Unlike organic materials, plastic does not decompose, but rather accumulates in the environment. Plastic waste has two key negative effects on marine life and ecosystems. The first is entrapment. Many marine animals, such as seals, dolphins, and turtles, can become entangled in plastic debris and die because they cannot reach the water surface. They cannot escape predators, or they cannot eat. The second is ingestion. Animals, including fish, eat small pieces of plastic litter, which affects their endocrine and immune systems, causing a true disaster in the food chain. What makes plastic particularly devastating in the sea is that it breaks down until it becomes almost invisible. Microplastics are very small pieces of plastic between 330 micrometers and 5 millimeters in size. They are ingested by marine animals, and approximately 15% of the fish we consume contains microplastics. Today, this is a sad reality of things, but in your own small way, you can do something. You can adopt good habits, and you can promote such behavior around your family, your friends, and your community as a whole. If you clean your ears with cotton swabs or floss your teeth with dental floss, do not flush them down the toilet. If your mom fries fish or panzerotti, remind her that there are special containers for disposing of the saturated oil. Tell your granddad not to burn garbage, but to take it to the local waste management facility. And, above all, have the courage to speak up and talk with people about healthier ways they can care for the planet when you see them engaging in actions that can damage the sea and the environment. Do not be afraid, because the world is everyone's to share. And if you safeguard it, you will be its hero. From Italy to Greece, the land is one, and it's the only one we have. Let's all protect it.
We're going on. It was a documentary and video really impressive of all the actions of the project and the importance that has the protection of the environment from the plastic waste. And we're going to give the floor. We're going to give the floor to Miss Minerva.
Just a few words about the video documentary and the cartoon we just saw. So as regards the video documentary, of course, as I anticipated, this is a draft version. As you have seen, there are still some interviews that with no subtitles, but of course, in the next days, the communication agency will proceed with reporting the English subtitles for the interviews, and we will finalize the video documentary that will be shared with all the partners in order to publish the video. As regards, we're very proud of this cartoon, and we hope you enjoyed the vision of this cartoon. We as I previously told you during my presentation, we already showed the Italian version of the cartoon to the children involved in the creative laboratories, and we will share, of course, this cartoon with you all as well, in order to let you share with all interested people in our project. So thank you, and we hope on behalf of the we hope as lead beneficiary and as Municipality of Otranto to elaborate a quite good product. to be shared in order to deal with our topics. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to the last part of this event, and we're going to thank all participation. And Mr. Cordelis, thank you, that is head of the Director of Environmental Region of Ionian Islands, that he's going to present us the environmental policy and social behavior. Mr. Cordelis, you have the floor. Good afternoon to everybody. You can see my presentation. You can hear me. Okay, we can start. Good afternoon to everybody. I would like to thank all the people who organized this event and for your presence here. It is sure that any discussion that has to do with the tourism and of course the development of sustainable tourism, we have to include the environmental issue of this situation. And of course, what is the situation that the liquid, the solid waste is till today? In that point, there is a great contrast. Even if all the collaborators of this in this issue, as for example, the entrepreneurs of tourism, or maybe the municipality, or maybe other public sectors, or maybe the citizens even more, they have to take care and protect the environment. When they are planning and contributing some environmental project, they don't complete them face to the society. The result of these delays maybe sometimes includes and have a result in order to not only to delay them but cancel them at all. In the international references, we can see this phenomenon, these reactions. There is a term, NIMBY, that is used. When we talk about NIMBY, is the first letters of not in my backyard. And in Greek, we can translate it, not in my neighborhood, not in my yard. This term was shown up at the first, in the science, in the first decade of 90s. And it has lasting till 30 years now in the environmental policy. This term doesn't describe the reaction of local society according to some project that has to do with the policies and the technology that are not accepted by the citizens as well, but they are not, for example, talking about one nuclear power station that is anyway doesn't wanted by anybody, but we're talking about actions as for example some wind power parks or maybe recycling stages that are permitted by many societies, but we don't have this kind of constructions in our neighborhood. We are agree on creating that, but not in our place. That is the problem, is what we facilitate the public point of view, and they are supporters of the infrastructures and the politicians without analyzing all the features that the place has. They ensure and they take under consideration all the reactions of this social policy. So, as you can understand, the NIMBY, this phenomenon, is really devaluated for all local societies. And of course, that means that many citizens don't have the information needed, they are selfish, and they have a social consciously. That's why the solution and all sectors that would like to witness all this reaction create new projects and new programs in two destinations. The first one is the use of technology in order to compensatory the benefits, and the second one is in order to give some other benefits to the citizens. This approach, it is frightening and maybe unfair in some cases, and we don't have a scientific proof of that because we can't clearly understand them in the reality. Basically, the main problem is that we can't proceed the reason why we are creating these reactions in many further and future projects. In an academia level, there is another problematic about the phenomenon of NIMBY. There are many reactions of this negative climate that is created in the infrastructures that we want to make, and of course we are not sure about other proposals and projects that are under construction. Of course, if the citizens are better informed and on that infrastructure, we think that the local opinion isn't in an important level in order to cancel this kind of constructors. Because if people are really informed of many other alternative solutions or many other ways that we can find in order to respect the environment and the local places, most of them are not informed. And on the other hand, another orientation is to give some compensatory benefits to citizens, but we can't see any beneficial results there because sometimes this try is some kind of bribery and it creates much more reaction, and so no benefits can be shown. It is true that this problem is not approaching in a deep way, and we can't even foresee some reactions, as for example in Corfu was made for the waste that we have, or maybe in Lefkimi, in Deblomi, in Zande, the purpose of Liva from citizens, and many other places. There were this phenomenon of NIMBY can justify the reactions and maybe demonstration or fights with the police, and we can't even understand them in a psychological level. And we think if somebody goes to that type of reaction, we can't face and solve that problem. And at the same time, we can understand why in that reaction participated citizens that are not residents in that places, but it take advantage of the reaction, and they came just to fight or demonstrate about something they don't care. So the answer is to find out the deep causes that the local people react to that actions and to that project, and we have to reduce them in order to run this project and infrastructures for the benefit of the whole society. In that case, there is another theory that was made internationally in some magazines and newspapers, internationally accepted, and they believe that this reaction, it is a result from some policies of some environmental policies that are coming out. The title of this theory is place attachment. If we have a translation in Greek, is that we tie with the region, with the place we live. We have to distinguish, but we have to distinguish this word, the place, from space. And when we are talking about this distinguish, we are talking about a placing and spacing planning, and the space, it is something public without face and is something that there is no sense. At the same time, this place is really personal because we put the personal pronoun mine or my. That means that we have a sentimental connection with it. This approach to the place has some geographical characteristics that has to do with the relation, this human relation we have, maybe experience or maybe senses that are created in that place, and that's why we can understand why we have the behavior and reaction that we so bad. On the hand of the sociology and psychology, we can understand better with this theory, and it is really recent theory, but it is based on some researches that was made in Holland, in Austria, where was studied the behavior of the society in some new planning and projects that were made for the environment in that region. Of course, this theory can foresee some reactions that could be arise during the project planning, and what is might has the behavior for the people. So there are two main centers where this theory is based. The first one has to do how people and society can take trust between the citizens, and the second center has to do with the space where this infrastructure can take place. This hub is the project is going to implement. The characteristics of these centers. It is important to know how important and how trustworthy is the manufacturer who is going to infrastructure the project. Of course, another issue, another characteristic is if the public people are trying to give some proposals or maybe to give some recommendations on the subject. At the same time, the transparency between the approval or maybe the project planning, it was satisfied for people. Of course, at the same time, it is fair how they separate the risks or maybe the benefits and the advantages they are going to have this local society or with the other region all over the country. So all these factors are proven to be really vital in order to be accepted by the social people. Another second center that it would be deeper in the project, and that's why it is needed to be scientific proof about that. It is examined, for example, if there is the existence of the nature and the natural environment with the regions there. Are there ties that has to do with the nature, has to do with the culture, or maybe they can persuade all these cultural and natural features the project? Are there any other financial issues and results that can be vital to the behavior of the citizens? You can see in this slide that in October 2009, there was in Western England, there was a proposal of the municipality there to construct a marine wind park. As you can see in the map, this place has two regions and two cities were completely different characteristics, and they were too close to the construction. The first one was a quiet place with a great natural environment, and there were a lot of people, citizens there were Eritrean people in older age. On the other hand, in the other place, it was an industrial place. You know, the action of these two people and two cities were completely different. The first one, there were great reactions, and they believed that the project will destroy their plans for a peaceful life in a natural, clean, natural environment. On the other hand, in the other place where we're living the industrial place, they found that this project would help them in order to have financial advantage, or maybe have some chances in order to find new jobs. And so they didn't have connect their life with the place. I would like to mention, closing, I would like to mention that it is really important that the local authorities and the policies and practices they are going to plan, they don't understand and they don't take under consideration the characteristics and the local feature that the societies have. Sometimes the local societies and people there have reasons why they support the reactions, and these reasons are connected with the relations which the citizens have with the natural environment, and they may have some proposals that local authorities would accept. And of course, they have to think about it and follow this kind of policy in order to have an equilibration between the regions and the infrastructure. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much, Mr. Skordelis, for your presentation. We are in the end of this event, online event. I would like to, apart from the mayor of Lefkada, Mr. Kalos, and Mr. Koulidakis, they are not here due to connection problem. We would like to thank all of you for your participation. We would like to thank especially, again, representatives of the assembly of this project, Mr. Gianfranco Gadalega, Ms. Krisa Pieri, Ms. Carnela Spregola, Ms. Antenna Officer, Ms. Panelopi and Chrysanikou, the Municipality of Otranto, the Mayor, Mr. Pario Kaligi, Ms. Domenica Vidono, Claro Baccaro, Mr. Coluccia, and the Municipality of Otranto, Santa Caserter, Mr. Pasquale Bleve, and of course all the collaborators and the technical support that we have from the municipalities of Italia, Ms. Santina Minerva, Ms. Maritz Costantino, and Mr. Andrea Bassotti. I would like to thank from the University of Salento, Mr. Fabio Colizza, Mr. Mocaccioli, Mr. Cosmo Alexandra Quarta, Ms. Federica Tiffany, Mrs. Carola Forcione. From the University of Ioannina, Mr. Chrysostomos Spilios, and Ms. Veronica Andrea, Ms. Dimitra Geli, and all the collaborators that support this project. I would like also to thank you from the Municipality of Lefkada, all the employees and the environmentalists of this project, Mr. Politis, all the collaborators of the Municipality of Lefkada for the project and the Tobos and Ionian Educational Ionian, the Secretary of Lefkada, and of course the Director of the Second High School of Lefkada, and all students of the second and third class of the high school. And of course the organization of the Mesologi, and of course the region of Ionian Islands that will take part in this in the actions of the municipality, and of course they have a contribution to this project. Thank you all of you, and we hope that we see you and not again through the internet. Thank you so much.